What is going on, everybody? This is another episode of Evan Ranks. It is Evan Ranks with Marquise edition,
Yep.
and we're going to be ranking our life after college. It's been 2.5 years since we both graduated college, and we've gone through very different life experiences. We are on complete different sides of the country, so it's been a challenge. We've been really close friends, good buddies since college, and yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna let Marquise start because his first year out of college was a lot more eventful than mine. So, Marquise, take it away and tell the folks how the first year went for you.
Yeah, so my first year out of college was pretty interesting. I went to school for English. I got a degree in English with a minor in communications, and that is not really what I wanted to do for myself. What I wanted to do was cook. So as soon as I finished my degree, I decided to go to the Culinary Institute of America, and I went to their campus in California. So I made the brave move all the way from Virginia to California, a little boy from the East Coast straight out of college, never been to the West Coast before, but I was like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna go for it. So, moved out there. It was a crazy experience. I flew out there with my parents. They I think we got there like a week early, and we just like did some sightseeing, went to some wineries, just like enjoyed the area. I was in the Napa Valley, so there was a bunch of like
Okay.
wineries and like nature and stuff around us. So that was like really, really beautiful to see, like some sceneries I had never seen in my life before.
Did you
Um,
have a house at that time, or like you didn't even like? Did you have the opportunity to look at houses or not houses, but apartments and all? Your living situation is essentially what I'm asking.
yeah, yeah. So it's kind of crazy. So the CIA, we actually have our own little dorm. So when I first got there, I was moving into dorms again. So I went
Okay.
from basically 4 years of living in dorms to another, I think, like year of living in dorms when I got out here. But it was
Something
really
tells
cool.
me those dorms are probably a little bit nicer than CNU's dorms.
Well, I guess a refurbished old person like home. That's what they are. Like it used to be like an old person's home, like a
Like a
retirement home.
retirement home?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they
Okay.
refurbished it for the students, and that was our dorm. So I mean, they were okay. Like
All
they were
right.
pretty good. I wouldn't say they were as nice as CNU's, but
Well,
um,
you're right. I'm always
yeah,
surprised.
it was. So the cool thing about the dorms though is that they have train tracks that runs by our dorms, and it's for the Napa Valley wine train actually. So it's this
That's
train.
pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, right. It's this train that goes around the entire valley. You can, hop on it. It takes you to a bunch of different wineries and stuff. But one of the stops, or I guess not one of the stops, but like one of the things it passes by is the dorms. The tracks are right next to the
Hmm.
dorms. And they'll give tours, and when they're coming by, you can literally hear them on the speakers being like, "And look, these are the CIA dorms where like the future chefs of like tomorrow are gonna be," and we're
There
just
you
like
go.
waking up for class, like just trying to get by, or like, please
There's the
don't look at
train
me.
rolling in.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of interesting.
That's hilarious. All
Yeah,
right,
no,
here's a question for you.
yeah.
What was in that first year as a student the best meal you made or you cooked?
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a hard one, but actually, there's this one that jumps out to me right away. I don't think it was the best one I cooked. It was one of the ones that one of my chef instructors cooked for me. He
Okay.
cooked it for the class. It was insane. It's skate wing. Have you ever heard of skate wing? You know what that is?
I'm assuming that's like a fish.
Yeah, it is like a fish. It's a stingray. It's ray.
Okay, I've heard of skates. I
Yeah,
guess I didn't know
yeah,
the proper animal terminology, but yes,
yes,
I am
yeah.
familiar with that.
Yeah, so basically, he showed us how to like take off the wings, fillet them, like prepare them properly, and he just like real simply, it was like oil, salt, pepper, like a real nice sear in the pan. Hit it with some like a lemon, drizzle some like olive oil on it,
Ooh.
and just like let us like bite into it. It was so tender and flaky and delicious. I remember it to this day. It was like one of the best things I've ever put in my
Was it
mouth.
like I feel like since it's a stingray, it's not as fishy of a taste. Like it'd be kind of like a swordfish. Like
Mm-mm.
I really like
Yeah,
swordfish.
swordfish. Yeah, swordfish is amazing. Yeah, it's like one of those like white flaky fish that it doesn't really have like a fishy flavor. It's just like super
Okay.
delicious. Honestly, it's pretty fatty too. So like there's like a lot of good like fat and oils in there too that
I
make it like
got you.
super luscious.
So
Yeah,
not only are you making food, you are getting food made for you by, I mean, arguably maybe some of the best chefs like
yeah,
in America. I mean, that's a pretty
no, yeah.
pretty prestigious university. I mean, are there how many? Do we know how many culinary schools there are in the U.S.? Like, did you have a hard time picking your school?
I'm not sure how many culinary schools there are in the U.S. exactly. Like, I know there's a bunch. Like, so the CIA, the Culinary Institute of America, is pretty like well known. It's one of the best culinary schools that you can go to in the world. Um,
Okay.
but there's also places like Johnson and Wells that has a really phenomenal culinary program. I also looked into going down there, and
Okay.
then like even at like where I'm at right now, I'm living in Petaluma in California. There's a junior college out this way that has their own culinary program that's honestly pretty
Oh
solid. So
wow.
there's like programs like that, like all around that you just need to know where to look, and you can definitely find it.
I got you. I mean, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I feel like you were kind of called to the West Coast, so it kind of
Mm-hmm.
made sense for you. Yeah, I was doing something completely freaking different. I definitely was not eating to the same extent as you were, living that lavish, high end
Oh yeah.
California meals. I was eating like Riverside, which is like a burger joint, and fast food, Parrot,
Same.
which is chicken wings. But I was working at State
Those are
Farm,
great.
dude. I was selling insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I graduated. I guess that's a good point. You said what your college degree is, and don't you got a book out? You have a children's book out that you had written. I mean, you
Yes,
got to
that
shout out your
is
book.
yes. The Adventures of Pirate Joho and Tom. Oh my gosh,
See,
yes.
See, there you go. That's cool too. Well, I
And
majored in communications. We took a handful of classes together, but ultimately, I was working at, and believe it or not, this is definitely the worst sentence I think I've said. I graduated college and I was working at Dick's Sporting Goods, and
there we
I
go. I
just like
remember
didn't
that.
get any. They didn't. It wasn't a bad job. Like I thought about that the other day. I was like, damn, there's a lot of people that were able to like work their way up just by being there for a while, like and earning that respect, like in that company culture. But I didn't get any shifts, so it was like I got 3 shifts, and I was out of college for like
Oh
3 weeks. I was like, dude, I need a job. I need to make money. I owe this university a ton of money, and I
yeah.
told them that, and I ended up having to. I guess you'd say quit. I didn't give a 2 weeks notice. I gave a 2 days notice because I was starting at State Farm. Needless to say, I didn't know you had to take a insurance test, so I had to take like a federal exam to get insurance license in property and casualty, which
Oh my
is
gosh.
auto and home. So I took that, I got that, I worked there for however long, and ultimately, sales world just chose me. It wasn't the worst job; it was a hard working job, which I'm not, opposed to working hard. But selling insurance definitely isn't that glorified. I think I'd rather be cooking if I could, but I don't have that talent.
Yeah, no, anyone can cook.
But yeah,
And
I
so,
mean, I'm gonna ask you too after I kind of get into socially. I mean, I want to know you because first of all, you moved across the country, not knowing anybody, having to make friends. Yes, it helped that you were in school with a shared
yeah,
experience, but what was that sort of like socially for you moving to California?
it was definitely interesting. Like it's you want to hit up your friends like back home. You want to like tell them stuff, but it's like 9 p.m. for me is like what 9, 10, 11, 12. Back on the East
Yeah,
Coast.
three
Yeah,
hour difference.
exactly. So I'm like half my people are already asleep. So like that got a little bit used to like just not be able to like consistently talk to the people I was normally used to talking to.
Hmm.
But like once I got out here, made some friends in school, made some friends at work, and started really getting around, like going out to like bars and stuff and whatnot, just like just meeting random people. Like it was
Mhm.
like really, really honestly like nice and refreshing just to be like around like I mean like I guess like a different culture almost, you know, just
Mhm.
like a different vibe, a different way of living, just different people, different experiences,
Well,
different backgrounds.
it's like a cool ego boost too. Like as humans, we're always like thinking like, I hope people like me, or I hope I'm a likable person. And you literally, like you said, you went to a different culture, and people still liked you. Like you started fresh, and you were able to make friends. Like it's not easy just picking up your life and moving somewhere. Like we're both pretty sociable guys, but still, when you take like yourself into such
Yeah.
a unique experience that you've never had before, it's like pressure's on, dude. Like either make friends or sit in your apartment alone. Like that
Yeah, no,
doesn't sound fun.
literally.
That's tough.
No, yeah, but I had fun with it. It's honestly funny though. Like one of my friends, Andrew, oh, excuse me, that I met in school. He told me one day, like we were, he was getting to know me. He was asking me questions. He's like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm actually from Virginia." And he was like, "What? Like I thought you were like from here. Like you just like give off like that West Coast vibe already." He's like, "I thought you were just born and raised out here." I was like, "Nah, bro. Like I'm from the East Coast, my guy." Like that
That's
it was really
crazy.
funny to me. Yeah. Uh,
No, I socially, this is kind of like the time where I think I was still hanging out with some friends from like church that I was close with, and then my brother went to a wedding and reconnected with our buddy Tommy, who used to play baseball with us and was my competitor in baseball for however long. Like so, my
yeah.
brother's fiance now was friends with Tommy's now wife, and I ended up was like, dude, I need to like me socially. I cannot sit at home, and this was a time where I was living at home with my family. So
Hmm.
imagine, like freshly out of college, 22-year-old Evan, like I need to get out of the house. Like I can't do this. But like these people always wanted to hang out. We actually, I think this was that same year. We went to like 3 concerts in Jiffy Lube, like
Oh,
back
nice.
to back to back. So it was three
Oh, that sounds
weekends
like
in a
fun.
row, and it was Travis Tritt, Jason Aldean, all country music because it's what I don't wear boots for nothing, but
There
there's some
you go.
iconic ones like Riley Green. I know you probably don't listen to the country music, but Riley Green and Dirks, Hardy and Jason Aldean, like
Okay.
it was just like a big party. Like we were still, when you're living at home with your family, I think after college, like you're not really expected to pay rent because you're trying to get settled, get a
Yeah.
job. Like they want to see you succeed, so they're trying to provide. Like instead of saying, "Hey, Evan, every single paycheck that you make, you owe us $750." Like they want me to be able to succeed and get a house, like and not have to stress financially.
Yeah.
But at the same time you feel like you don't have any like responsibilities. Like I didn't go grocery shopping, so like I'm the worst grocery shopper in the entire world. I didn't make dinner, so like as you learned a wonderful life skill, like you could make the most unique meals. I know you're more into not like burgers, not like easy meals. Like you make very professional meals, but you know the basics. So like you want to
Yeah.
wake up in the morning and flip an omelet, you can. I wake up in the morning and flip an omelet. No, I'm eating scrambled eggs because I can't flip an omelet. Like
I'm weak.
it was it was just like a really difficult not a difficult time, but like I feel like that was a year in which really shaped me to be ready and be more adult like instead of like, oh, I'm gonna drink every weekend, like party on college isn't over. Like, no, dude, you
Yeah.
work 5 days a week and enjoy the weekend, but at the end of the day you gotta make money so you can,
Yeah.
move in with your fiance and pay for a wedding.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I'm really
Man.
interested too. Like, I want to move on. I think that time it's easier to talk about what's today happening, like over the next year and all that fun stuff. I know you have a lot of really fun things happening here recently or within the past couple of months. So let's share with the world the restaurant you're working at and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So currently, I'm working at this brand new restaurant that just opened up in the Presidio, which is in San Francisco. It's called Delita. The head chefs there are Chef Sayad and Chef Laura. I love them to death. I've been working with them for like a year in total now, like on and off. Um, but recently, we just won a couple awards with this year coming to a close. When we've only been open for like 7 months now. So it's amazing that we've got some of these. So
Awards that early are a good sign.
exactly, and we're just going to keep the steam going, keep everything pumping. It's really crazy to think about. So we were lucky enough to receive top 25 restaurant by San Francisco Chronicle, and also Esquire's best new restaurant in San Francisco for this year, as well as Eater's restaurant of the year for this year as well. For our, I guess now last year, yeah, because it's 2024, so 2023. Yeah.
It's an honor to get those awards because it is like, best, most favorite, that and the other. But like thinking about how many restaurants are in, like you say, San Francisco, and I just think that place has to be
Oh yeah.
huge, like Las Vegas on steroids. Like there's probably a restaurant on every single corner that has really good food. So like you're competing with the best of the best, and y'all are the best.
Yeah, I don't know. At least trying to be, like it's been crazy to be a part of like an opening crew for like a brand new restaurant and just seeing how it's grown from the beginning to where we're at now. And we're just grinding every day. And one of chef's philosophies, is just to get like that much better, like every day. So like that's really our goal to just keep pushing forward because like sure we've gotten all these awards, but that doesn't mean like we can afford to relax either because now people are expecting us to like make results
Hungry
so
hungry dogs run faster. That
exactly.
is that is how that works. So what kind of food, like what style, or I don't know how you categorize food or restaurants, but what
Yeah.
do you guys primarily make?
Yeah, so Chef Lauren and Chef Sayat's vision, we do like a modern Eastern Mediterranean cuisine type style. Chef really likes things to be like family style, so he wants people to come into the restaurant to like bring their friends, bring their family, order like a couple of appetizers, a couple of mains, a couple of sides, and just like share with the whole table and just like
Hmm.
commune and enjoy everybody in fellowship. So I really love being a part of that and just being able to, spread their vision, spread their joy, and combining those wonderful ingredients with like the Californian ingredients that we already, like know and love with
Hmm.
something a little bit new, a little bit more unique. So it's been really cool to see that.
How do you spell? I'm trying to look it up so I can see it online.
Delita, yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
Dalida.
Delita. Apparently, there's a French singer and actress by the name Delita.
No, yeah. Funny that you mentioned that. So one of the reasons why Chef named the restaurant Delita is that one, it was the name of that French singer, and is kind of blending of like the East and West, and like that exchanging of cultures. But then his mother's name was also Delita as well. So there's also that family tie that's incorporated into that as well.
Dude, I went to the website, and I love when businesses do this. And I think restaurants, it's the perfect thing to do. Like, have a picture of them, like, this is the chef. Like, it
Yeah.
makes it more of a personalized experience. But the bar director,
Oh,
Evan
Evan. Yes.
Williams, his name
Yes.
is literally Evan Williams.
Yes, I actually told him like that funny coincidence how like my best friend's also name is like Evan and like all that it was going on. I was like, we're gonna get along. Like as soon as I like met him and like saw his vibe and everything, I was like, we're gonna get along very well.
Dude, that is crazy. Well, like the whiskey, like there's whiskey called Evan Williams. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
the fact that he's also like a bar director with that name.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what is this? You guys got to get a little bit more active on Facebook here, man.
Oh, you're on our Facebook. It's better if you pull up the Instagram. Instagram's where everything's at.
I guess that makes sense in California as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't think
Instagram's
about
where
that.
everything. Yeah, just if you go to the Instagram and literally, I'm pretty sure just type in Delita. I think it's
Ooh,
Delita underscore SF or just straight Delita.
yeah.
Um,
Ooh, some mussels.
oh yeah, our stuffed mussels are delicious. We
Oh, look
do.
at that.
We have a really huge seafood section, really fresh oysters. We have a whole bunch of options to choose from.
All this looks so good.
Yes, sir. We be trying.
When you fly up for the wedding, can you bring some of that food for me to try?
I'm gonna try. I gotta figure out how to like keep it on ice for that long, but
Well, I mean, you could just, well, yeah, that's true. No, it's not that far of a flight.
no, yeah, but I would have to like get like a little like refrigerator and check that shit and
Mm.
figure that shit out.
Maybe we'll just have to get the ingredients here in Virginia, and that's what we'll eat one night.
Yeah, you know I can
God,
make it.
that'd
I
be
know
a
the
terrible. I
recipe.
can't do that. I have to cook for you. That'd be such a bad host. Hey,
No,
man, thanks for flying all the way from California. Like, cook for
there's
me.
no way. It's gonna be your like wedding day, your wedding weekend. There's no way I'm gonna make you do anything.
Fair enough. Well, here's the cool part is too. Maybe we could do like a collab. We do an
Yeah.
episode live, like a cooking show.
Ooh, I would like that. I
Do
would like that.
we could make? I could make two dishes, and you could make two dishes, and we could rank those dishes.
I'm down. I'm down. That would be a lot of fun.
I'm coming for you, dude.
All right, we'll see. I got 2 year culinary degree under my belt.
Well, no, man, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We've been talking about weddings, so I'm gonna go into, I guess, life after college. I'm engaged. I met my
Yes,
beautiful
sir.
fiance at the beach. I guess it was like a year and a half ago. It would have been 2022. I'm really bad with dates, so it would have been. I asked her to be my girlfriend. I like officially did the "Will you be my girlfriend" in July. Um,
Nice.
so moved in with her. I got a new job from State Farm in October, so I've been there for roughly a year and a couple of months now. I still am in the sales world, so I sell radio advertising. Funny enough, dude, a communications degree was perfect for this occupation. I
I
mean,
was gonna say.
I was kind of naive to think that like I've always had dreams and aspirations, hence why I do the podcast, but of being like a radio broadcaster or announcer for like a sports team. And my friends that I've now become really close with, we got to a point where we got so close, and his name's Ryan. His mom worked at the radio station. They're like, look, we're looking to hire some people. And I thought it was going to be for on air stuff. Needless to say, I was dumb thinking that. And I do sales, but I
Yeah.
didn't even realize I would write my own freaking commercials. So like I have to be super creative and write commercials, and that's something I would have never thought. So it's been a super fun experience. I'm still working there currently, um, and yeah, I mean it's difficult to talk about radio sales too much, just because it's selling. I've only sold intangible items. I've sold insurance, which unless you want to stare at a piece of paper like that's your physical thing, and then I sell airtime on the radio, which you can't touch or see.
Yeah.
But
Hey, that's
it,
still
you know,
interesting.
we all got to find our niche, and I guess sales is mine. I'm a big people person, so I enjoy doing it. Like I said earlier, I wish I could cook because that sounds like you're doing something different every day. I mean, your menu changes with different specials. You're working with different ingredients. I'm sure some days people order more of this item and more
For
of
sure.
that, but let's rank this. Let's see how we like life after college.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you go first. You've had such a more, like I said earlier, more eventful, crazy, fun experience.
Yeah. Um, Given that where I was in college just like wasn't my passion, wasn't was what I wanted to do, and then where I am at now, finally like living out that dream, living out that passion, I would definitely rank my life after college at least at like I'd say like an 8, like 8.5 at this point because like like I'm at a pretty good spot. I'm at a really good restaurant. Things are like progressing like really well for me right now. Like I don't really have to worry about too many things. And I'm having fun and I'm learning and I'm finally living the life that I want to live and doing the things that I want to do. So, I really couldn't ask for anything more than that. And I mean, I still have a long way to go. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's still a bunch more that I want to accomplish. But like, right now, like I gotta give myself a little pat on the back, and just like accept that for a second.
Yeah, I think that's a good ranking there. I think for me, I'm going to go for a higher ranking as well. It's such a fun time of our like in our lives because we're still young. Like experiencing a lot of new things. Like, I'm getting engaged. That's the first and last time I will ever experience that. I moved
Yeah,
in with a girl. Like, that's the first time. We're experiencing such new things, and it's just fun to experience life. Even if we're
yeah.
working 5 days a week, whatever the case is, like we have our weekends, we're hanging around fun people. And with all that being said, I'm going to replicate yours. I'm going to give mine an 8.5.
Okay.
I'm financially stable. I was able to buy a truck. I'm able to I'm an adult now. That's
Yeah,
the best way of putting this. We are adults now. We're able to make purchases for ourselves, whether they're small, big, whatever the case is.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm going to go with an 8.5 as well. Uh, Life after college is way better than life in college.
Honestly,
Like,
yeah.
we didn't have any responsibilities other than going to class and getting our work done and doing a good job of doing our work. And it was nice being able to hang out with your best friend every single day. Like I mentioned in the college experience video, you can't on a Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock be like, "Did I finish my work for the day? Yo, Marquise, are you done with class? Yeah. You
Right,
want to come
right.
over and play beer die? Like, we just drank in the yard and do whatever." You don't have that free range, but it's more structured. And yeah, life's been fun.
No, yeah, but sometimes structure is good, you know, and it's good to have that structure. It's good to have that in place because that's what keeps you moving forward sometimes.
Yeah, I'm here for it. So, if you're not familiar, there's two things I did not mention in the first part of this video. So, I will apologize to our sponsor, which is Walker's Home Services. Thank you to Walker's Home Services for sponsoring the podcast. I'm sorry I forgot you in the
Thank you,
beginning of the
Walker.
episode, but you will get your mention for sure. And then the second is our segment called Stranger of the Day.
Ooh.
I don't know if you're prepared for this or not, but I want you to give me the stranger of the day. That could be good, bad, from yesterday, today. But let's give either a shout out or a negative shout out to whoever made or ruined your day.
Oh no. Thankfully, it was somebody who made my day. Sadly, I forget the dude's name. I'm really sad.
That's right.
But I was in a pinch at work and I had lost my thermometer that I used to temp my meats and stuff out with at work. And I had to DoorDash a thermometer to work real quick. And my DoorDasher was able to get to the store, get to the thermometer, bring it to me in 30 minutes so I would have it before service started. And when he met me with the thermometer, he literally ran up to me and handed to me. He's like, "Here you go. I got it. It was literally the last one." And I was like, "Oh my god. Thank you so much. You don't know how much I needed this right now." So big shout out to that dude because he really saved me in a pinch.
He was putting in the extra effort there to make
Really
sure you got
was.
that thermometer in time.
Exactly.
That right there, there are still good people in this world. This is why we started the Stranger of the Day. I don't know if you listen to this podcast or not, but I took random shots at Wintergreen with this dude, and we took three together, kind of back to back to back. So
Okay.
he got a shout out, and that hint started my Stranger of the Day.
Oh,
Um, it honestly, I think that's a good morale ending to a podcast. It gives, when those things happen, it's a feel good situation. So I'm glad you have a positive one because when I had that negative one and I did the stranger of the day, at the end of the day, I was like, damn, I'm really resonating on this, and I'm getting worked up over this negative stranger. So
yeah.
we're rooting for all the positive strangers of the day. I'm kind of rambling on, so I'm going to give you mine. I did a Walmart pickup order and it is currently snowing. The roads are not the best right now. It's disgusting outside. But he loaded up all my groceries into my truck in the snow. So he gets my stranger of the day.
Yeah, there you go. That's a huge help. We love
It
that.
definitely is. It definitely is. It's been a pleasure, Marquise. I can't thank you enough for coming on the podcast. As a
Anytime.
really close friend of mine, who it's difficult, man. We're not on the same time schedule. We don't get to hang out with each other, or I mean, shit. It's been since college that we were able to see each other.
I know.
I've been very pleased to be able to, keep this friendship. I think it's one of those things where, shit, I got you on the podcast, dude. It just is a true testament to how great our college experience and our friendship was from that. So I can't thank you
Yeah.
enough for having the balls to come on the podcast, even if it is a chore, I guess we should say.
Not
But
at all. No, yeah, friends for life, my guy. I'm so excited to go see you for your wedding. Over in October. I
yeah,
already got the time off. Just got to book the tickets, so I can't wait to see you. And
there
I
we
miss you,
go.
my guy, and I
There we
love you.
go.
Wishing you the best every day.
Oh, much love to you too, brother. Yeah, so we are going to call it here, and we have a special podcast. It's going to feature Marquise, yes, of course, in October, coming up
Woo!
October 2024.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah, that's what
sir.
I'm getting there, 2024. Whoops, that was almost crazy. We'll have the cooking show one, but you will be on here soon again. Marquise is actually auditioning against Emma Rose for co-host on the podcast. So we're gonna
ah,
see who takes the cake here.
looking forward to it, my guy. Looking forward to it.
All right, I appreciate it, man. To all our viewers out there, I will see you all in the next one. Later.